The Galactic Conclave had always treated humans as an anomaly. Categorized as Deathworlders, species evolved on planets with extreme environmental pressures, humans were considered dangerous, but limited. Their potential was acknowledged. But the advanced species of the galaxy had protocols for dealing with such evolutionary oddities: observation, containment, and careful integration. Dr. Wren, the lead xenobiologist aboard the research station Helios, had dedicated his career to proving everyone wrong about humans. He believed their adaptability was unparalleled, merely waiting for the right conditions to reveal itself. After decades of petition, the Conclave finally approved his controversial experiment to temporarily remove the artificial limitations imposed on human physiology by standard galactic environmental controls. "The readings are stabilizing, Doctor," said Thorne, his human assistant. Her calm demeanor belied the fact that she was one of 50 human volunteers about to undergo the most significant experiment in interspecies research history. "Excellent. Remember, you'll experience sensations your body hasn't felt since leaving Earth." "Trust your instincts," Dr. Wren replied, his six-fingered hand making final adjustments to the environmental chamber controls. The chamber, a massive habitat dome constructed on a remote moon, had been gradually shifting toward Earth-like conditions for weeks. Not the sanitized Earth of modern galactic standards, but the wild, unpredictable Earth of early human evolution. Varying gravity fields, atmospheric fluctuations, temperature extremes, and most importantly, the removal of the subtle dampening field that all galactic technology imposed on biological systems. Admiral Voss watched the proceedings with arms crossed, mandibles twitching in disapproval. "This experiment risks exposing why Deathworlders are kept restrained, Doctor. Their violent tendencies are adaptations," Dr. Wren interrupted. "Humans evolved on a planet that demanded comprehensive survival skills. What we perceive as aggression might simply be unrealized potential." The Admiral's compound eyes narrowed. "Your theory risks galactic security protocols established for centuries. Or it might reveal our greatest allies," Dr. Wren countered. Inside the habitat, Thorne and the other volunteers felt the change immediately. It began as a tingling sensation, then a rush of clarity. Colors became vivid, sounds more distinct. Their movements, initially awkward, grew precise and purposeful. By day 3, the transformation was undeniable. Physical benchmarks were shattered. Humans who had once struggled with standard galactic fitness requirements now demonstrated strength, endurance, and reflexes beyond recorded capabilities. Their cognitive functions accelerated similarly. Problem-solving time decreased by 60%. Sensory processing increased by 40%. Dr. Wren documented everything, his excitement growing. The Conclave's standardized environments were more restrictive than we realized. Humans evolved with Earth's chaotic systems as a catalyst, not an impediment. Admiral Voss grew increasingly agitated as the experiment progressed. "They're becoming unpredictable." "They're becoming themselves," Dr. Wren insisted. "Our artificial dampening was like constantly sedating them." On day 7, disaster struck. A micrometeorite breached the station's outer hull, triggering cascading failures in the life support systems. As alarms blared, the station's automated defenses malfunctioned, sealing emergency bulkheads and trapping 30 crew members in a rapidly decompressing section. Admiral Voss barked orders frantically into his communicator. "Engineering teams, report 15 minutes minimum for override. Those crew members have 7 minutes of air at most." Dr. Wren watched in astonishment as the human volunteers organized without hesitation. Thorne led one group to manually override the emergency doors while others repurposed equipment into makeshift breathing apparatuses. "Impossible," whispered the Admiral as they watched the humans work. Their movements were too fast, too precise. They communicated in half-sentences, anticipating each other's needs. Where non-human crew panicked, the humans remained calm, their stress responses channeled into hyper-focused action. Thorne's team reached the trapped crew with 2 minutes to spare. Working in near-vacuum conditions that should have incapacitated them, they stabilized the breach and established an air corridor. Every trapped crew member survived. In the aftermath, the Conclave representatives arrived to assess the situation. The lead counselor, a venerable Altarian, reviewed Dr. Wren's data with growing concern. "You've created super soldiers," she accused. "No," Dr. Wren replied. "I've simply allowed humans to be human. Their capabilities were always there, merely suppressed by our standardized environments. What you call dangerous, I call adapted." "And their aggression?" the counselor pressed. Thorne stepped forward. "With respect, counselor, what you call aggression, we call determination. We evolved on a world that required both competition and cooperation for survival. When properly channeled, those traits become our greatest strengths." The experiment's results shocked the galactic conclave. Humans, properly acclimatized, displayed capabilities that redefined their potential contribution to galactic society. Their adaptability wasn't just physical, but extended to problem-solving approaches uniquely suited to crisis management. 6 months later, the first human adaptive response team was deployed to assist with a planetary evacuation threatened by stellar instability. Their success rate exceeded all projections, saving millions of lives. Dr. Wren stood beside Thorne on the observation deck, watching the newly commissioned ship depart. Human crews, now training in specially designed facilities that honored their evolutionary heritage, were becoming the galaxy's most valued crisis responders. "They still fear us," Thorne remarked. "Fear can become respect," Dr. Wren replied. "For centuries, the galaxy has tried to suppress what makes Deathworlders unique. Now they're beginning to understand that those adaptations, your adaptations, might be exactly what we need to face the universe's challenges." The experiment had proven what Earth's children had always sensed. They were not too dangerous for the galaxy. They were precisely dangerous enough to protect it. The Deathworlders' true potential wasn't in domination, but in rising to meet impossible challenges, a trait forged in Earth's crucible and finally unleashed among the stars.